Making smart and effective plays in Solo Showdown can be super useful and very rewarding, but it's normally a lot harder than it seems. A lot of this comes from making good decisions, which can be pretty tricky to do when you aren't given much time to think. That's why I've created this video, where I play a few Showdown games and talk through my thought process and why I do certain things, to hopefully make it easier for you when you have to make decisions of your own. But before we do get into the games, I want to quickly say that if you like what you see or have any further questions regarding this video, be sure to come visit me over on Twitch. I stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. With that being said, let's jump right into the first game. Okay, so we are spawning in the top left corner of the map, and we do have a box that spawns sort of below us and also to our right, which is the one that we're going to try and go for. We do actually have a car over here, so instead of going for the power cube, I'm going to go for some super. That's a very key decision that you want to make whenever early game happens, and it's if someone spawns near you and tries to go for the same box that you're going to go for, you never want to unload all your ammo when going for it. And also, if you could try and get super instead of getting the power cube, that's going to pay off a lot more, because they're going to put themselves in a really vulnerable position when trying to go for the power cubes, and that's going to let you get a lot of damage, maybe even a kill, as well as a lot of super out of it as well. So try to make the most of that when possible. We do have a Leon above us right here with one power cube, and also a Pam who is over to our right, although I'm just going to leave them alone. I don't really have to go for them, so I'm going to make the decision and not go for those players instead of going aggro and trying to secure a kill, because I'm much better off holding my ground here in the top left corner, because that way I can play it safe, people will do their thing, they'll take each other out, I don't have to do the work, and I can sit here, watch the kill feed, and play it safe. So I know for a fact that Daryl did just take out a Barley, which means that there's a Daryl somewhere in this game. I also know there's a Leon at the top there, and a Jackie, also with a Carl and a Pam, all on the right hand side of the map somewhat in that rough area. So that gives me some really good knowledge knowing that they're over there. I'm not going to actually go near that because I don't really have to, and I don't really want to either, because it might get me taken out. We now know that Carl is no longer in the game because the Jackie managed to take him out, and this Leon here is going to get pinched because we were able to just clean him up there really nice and easily with the help of that Pam pinching him. I'm going to grab my super off of that, which is really good, and I'm actually debating on whether I should super the Pam, if I should super the Crow. So I'll try and take that turret out. As you can see, the Crow did take the turret out with the help of myself, and now that we're holding the top left corner still after this entire time, we have our super. We still have some gadgets that I can use if I want to, although I think I'm going to hold on to them until the very end, or when I actually really need one. Actually, like right now, because I know there's a Jackie in the middle and I don't really want her to sort of sneak up on me. So reason why I use my gadget there, not necessarily because I completely needed it, but it's like a quality of life thing. Since I have 8 of them and I'm not going to use all 8 this game, I thought may as well use them just to get an extra bit of vision there, and that would actually pay off really well. And it sort of did, although we unfortunately got into her range because I wasn't paying too much attention to how close she was to us. So unfortunately only taking up the third player, so we might have been able to take the second or even the first if I actually got my pull off. I was trying to line it up in a way that I could actually support my pull and actually take the Jackie out, although I wasn't able to look for that, and the Jackie did hit us around walls with her attack, so that didn't help out either. But nonetheless, I feel like I explained a lot of things well in that video, and also a couple of things about making good decisions. So without further ado, let's jump to the second game and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we are spawning on the right hand side of the map. We do have a box over here which did spawn near us, so I'm going to go for this one over here because that'd be the better idea rather than going for like the middle or something, because if we can get one easy power cube right off the start, we'll be better off for the entire rest of the game, and then we can move in to try and get power cubes or super like we are trying to on that Primo. Although that Primo is right in the center, I think that I might be able to actually pinch him with the help of some other players like these Colts. I'm going to come in here, deal a lot of damage to him, and try to weaken him as much as possible. That Colt's going to finish him off and left the cubes for me, so I'm going to be able to grab 3 power cubes to go into this game with, and I should have my super once I come out of the next fight. So this Colt getting really close to us. He's going to use his super, which I kind of anticipated, which did not pay off for him at all. We were able to deal a lot of damage to him, and he hasn't actually healed up, which is going to pay off really well for us because I can sort of just stay behind these walls, keep him pressured. As you can see, he's trying his best to deal as much damage to us and get out of that situation, and if he does, that will be better for us, because that means that he's going to have to run into other players on that left hand side of the map, and I can hold my side of the map right here on the right, just like I did in the last game, although instead of it being the top left, I'm in the bottom right. So doing really well so far. There is actually a Leon who looks like he's trying to sneak up on me, which is not very good. I'm going to try and charge my super off of this Colt, and I'm actually just going to throw my super there, pull him, secure the kill, take him out. Now you might be thinking, oh, that wasn't a smart idea, that's not a very good decision that you could have made. You probably could have held on to that and go for someone else. Well, actually, I would disagree. As you can see, I have already charged half of my super off of that kill. I also have a healing shade which will now support me, and I managed to completely secure the bottom right corner all to myself, and now I don't have to worry about anybody else. So, in my opinion, that super was well worth it. It paid off really well. As you can see, this part of the map is now very quiet, and we don't have to deal with anybody. And that's ultimately what you want. You don't really want to go for too many kills, because aggressive plays is not really the best you could do in Showdown. You're better off playing passively and letting people sort of do their own thing. Like right now, what I'm doing is just chipping at this Leon, or at least shooting in this area so that he doesn't walk down this corridor, because I don't want him sneaking up on me or trying to take me out, because I want to sort of just stay here and do my own thing. So we have a Max over in the bottom left. I do want to maybe get some damage off her just to tell her to go away, although I don't think she's going to go for us. If she does though, that's okay. We could sort of chip her back. This Leon does have invisibility, so I'm going to use my vision right now to see if he's going to use it or not. I do want to keep my eyes on that Leon as much as I can, because that'll be very important for us. This Max is going to run straight into the center, which is not a good idea. Definitely not, because she just got taken out by that Leon, unfortunately for her, and we were able to sort of secure the second place, as you can see, and this Leon is still invisible. So, doing really well so far. We do have 5 cubes, although we are in the storm. I'm going to try my best to charge my super with one more shot, although I was taking too much storm damage. I wasn't able to get my super. I was hoping that maybe I could grab it in time and then pull the Leon and take him out, although we weren't able to do that, unfortunately. So we had to settle for the second place. 8 trophies, but still, nonetheless, a very good game. I'm quite happy with how I explained that Colt situation and actually pulling him rather than holding onto the super. As I always say, it's very important to use supers like Tara's, which are really good for her character, because if you can keep on using them and repeating them over and over in one match, you'll be able to keep charging it back repeatedly, constantly, and get as much value as you can out of your supers. So you never want to hold on to them. You always want to try and use them as much as possible, and that does vary from situation to situation. But that's going to be it from that game. Let's go into the third one, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we are spawning at the bottom of the map this time. We do have a Mike who spawned over to our left, and I don't know who spawned to our right, but I'm not going to try and go for that. I'm going to go for the box over here that I spawned near the Mike with, because that's going to make it a lot easier for me to go for, as it was a little bit closer, and a Mike is a much easier target to go for, because it's really hard for him to sort of hit his shots when we're able to juke them out in the open like we are right now. So what I'm going to do right now is going to try and inch my way towards this Mike and try to get closer and closer as much as I can. I do want to try and charge my super off him, although now that I think about it, it's probably not a good idea. We did abandon our original location in the bottom left corner, which is not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to play for good positioning, because that's always important in Showdown. If you're trying to play passive and succeed with it, you want to try and play very safe, make sure you don't make too many stupid decisions or any silly mistakes, and that's going to pay off a lot in the long run when you are playing the way that I do. So I accidentally shot there because I was sort of tinkering around with my shots to see my range and sort of get a grasp of sort of how far I can reach in towards these bushes. That Leon did a very good job of weakening us, but we did a very good job of weakening him, and that Rico is actually going to go for that Leon right there. So I'm going to take this opportunity to see if I can maybe third party this fight, try and keep chipping at this Leon so that he goes for the Rico, or he just tries to run away, because if not, he's going to get taken out. As you can see, he's getting targeted by literally everyone right now, so he should be really well off for the rest of the game. I'm going to just retain my position here in the bottom left corner, making the good decision of not going for that Leon. I did weaken him enough, and I pushed him out far enough to the point where he wasn't really in my range and wasn't a nuisance to me, and then I let that Dynamite and other people handle it. Instead, they managed to take him out, and now I'm chilling over here in the bottom left corner, doing my thing, not really having to deal with too many players, and I could sort of just wait for people to keep on taking each other out, and I'm going to just fight people as situations arise. So that Rico's still holding the middle really well. I'm going to try my best to try and chip him to see if I can get a little bit of damage, or maybe bait his super out. As you can see, we're doing a pretty decent job of that, of actually weakening him, and he's not in the middle anymore, which is looking really good for us. We do have a Bo over to our right who has got the totem, and I'm not actually going to go for him, because this Leon and the Rico does look like they're actually teaming, and if I can try to get this Bo to help me out, that's going to pay off a lot more, because he's not actually teaming with anybody. He's just doing his own thing and playing it safe. So instead of going for the Bo, I'm going to go for these guys up here. As you can see, he's just doing this thing. He's healing up, and I'm letting him heal up. I could have easily gone for the kill there, but that wouldn't have been a very good tactic for us, because it would have gotten us killed. I'm going to leave this Bo alone. He sort of knows what's up. He's not going to take me out. I'm going to see if I can maybe pull this Rico here, get a lot of damage off, finish that kill. As you can see, getting the third place. I knew I was going to go down there at some point, but I managed to take out that Rico there, and that Bo actually ended up winning. So overall, a very interesting ending right there. I'm going to sort of run through what I just did, because I didn't really do a very good job of explaining what I was thinking or my thought process was in that situation. So I saw that Rico and Leon had a fairly decent amount of cubes, and they were controlling the top of the map really well and keeping me pushed back pretty well. And I saw there was a Bo on the right hand side struggling a lot to get the kill on that Leon, and I thought, well, if I leave him alone, he might not antagonize me, and he'll help me kill the other people who are above us, who were obviously teaming. And that did end up happening. He did sort of catch on to that after shooting me once. He realized that shooting me wouldn't have been a good idea, because it would have put him in a bad spot. He would have gotten taken out. So instead, he kept me alive. I managed to get my pull off and secure the kill on the Rico, which forced him to get 4th. 4th, and then I managed to pick up the 3rd place, 6 trophies, getting that easy win, and we did really well there at the end, and I'm quite happy with that game. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the 4th and final game, and we'll see if we can get you some more examples. Okay, so we are spawning at the top of the map this time. I don't know who spawned near me, although I do know there's someone over to my left. There is a Brock over there as well, who doesn't look like he's got a star power, which might come in handy to know later on. We do have 2 boxes over here though, which I am going to try and go for, see if I can sort of hit these boxes with my piercing attack. He's going to do his best to try and clip me around the boxes, or actually hit me with the sort of splash damage, and he's doing a very good job of that, lining up his shot pretty well there. I'm going to be able to grab the power cube though, because he just opened that box for me, and he also auto-aimed that shot, which leaves him with only 1 ammo left, and he's actually forced to move back because he wasn't able to defend himself, as I had a lot more ammo than he did. So there's actually a Frank down here with 4 cubes and a Rosa as well. I do want to go for these power cubes, but that Frank has stun and a lot of health, and there's no way that I'll be able to go and get him because I wouldn't do enough damage to sort of suffice that. There's a Leon below me though, and I can use my vision if I do need to try and track people in the middle or anyone around me, and that's something I actually really like about Tara, is that if you're in a situation where you can't check too many bushes, or you don't want to check too many bushes, or maybe there's a lot of people around and you can't really check every single individual bush to make sure where people are at, you can use that to sort of keep eyes on people who you think are a major threat. It's actually pretty helpful to do that. So I'm making a good play right here by just not going for anybody, staying at the top of the map. As you can see, we've already secured 3rd place just by doing literally nothing, which pays off really well. We managed to force that Brock out of the top of the map early on in the game, and then from then on we sort of played off of there. We got that Frank who sort of went for those cubes, but we didn't really need to secure any kills, so I've just been maintaining my ground up here. I'm considering to use my vision though, once the storm does move in a little bit closer, to make sure that Leon is still in those bushes. If he's not though, I can make a lot of plays off of that. Looks like he's not. He managed to take out that Brock over there, so instead I'm going to go for the center and sort of shoot around. He's right there. I did kind of think that he was going to use his invisibility, and he's going to be able to take the 1st place victory, unfortunately for us, but we still managed to take 2nd. I feel like we did that very well. I feel like overall in this video I explained decision making pretty well, not necessarily explicitly, but a lot of things that I did and how I did them or why I did them, I feel like I explained them very well. So overall, very happy with this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it as well. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because I make these how to win style videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And also, if you have any further questions, suggestions, or you just want to come and have some fun when I'm live over on Twitch, I do stream over there every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. But that's going to be it for me today, guys, and as always, keep sweating.
No. Oh, maybe.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yes, go, go! Get him! Yes!